Hey guys, Matt here, currently being scared of living bobbleheads. Oh, that's right, in this video, I'll be going over Lethal Company. So, grab your flashlights, don't trust those noises you hear, and let's get into this. Lethal Company is an early access first person cooperative horror game somewhat reminiscent of Phasmophobia. Your job is to collect scrap from abandoned industrialized moons, bring them to your company issued spacecraft, and sell said items in order to appease your corporate overlords. Failing to do so within the allotted time frame will result in a swift termination. The gig sounds pretty easy until you realize every moon has multiple hazardous weather conditions, traps as well as turrets, and inhabited by a variety of murderous alien creatures that want that booty. More on those later. You see, right now, we need to talk about the most important piece of equipment at your disposal, the ship. First off, I think the ship looks great, and it really gives off the vibe that you work for a company that couldn't care less about their employees. I mean, come on, the wall charger looks about as dangerous as the monsters trying to kill you. Plus, the company gives you a bunk bed but has the audacity to charge you hundreds of dollars for pajamas. Also, it's really nice that the devs allow you to customize the placement of everything, since I really like having the control terminal right next to the monitoring system. Speaking of the control terminal, it allows you to do things like purchase equipment such as flashlights and weapons, as well as hack various traps, turrets, and locked doors that your crew will undoubtedly encounter in the moon facilities. In my opinion, this makes being the surveillance guy way more enjoyable than it was in Phasmophobia, since you can actually help out your team in a way that's not just relaying information. Now you can open up locked pathways and disable facility defenses, potentially saving a crew member's life, making your role even more valuable than it already was. All that being said, most of the fun of this game still comes from exploring the moon facilities. But before we can get into that, first, we need to pick which moon we want to go to at the control terminal. Here is where you can select which of the 8 procedurally generated moons you wish to plunder. And if you slip the machine a generous donation, you can explore moons with the juiciest of payouts. Just be sure to watch out for weather warnings when selecting your next destination, because Mother Nature can be a cruel bitch, throwing floods, lightning storms, fog, and the dreaded eclipse your way. I remember when I was a simple intern, really wanting to try out an eclipsed moon. Then, shortly after landing, half my crewmates died before stepping foot off the ship, and now I dread the thought of ever returning to one. Also, screw you, Lightning. I was told by a friend that it would only hit me if I was holding a metal object. Well, that's a lie. I've been hit 3 times carrying jack shit. All right, let's talk exploration and looting. After all, there's a quota to meet. And what better way to do so than to explore and grab everything you can find in the facilities? This aspect of the gameplay beautifully blends horror and humor when playing with friends. Together, you experience the dumbest things like falling through holes, missing jumps, or having a casual conversation through proximity chat only to get your neck snapped mid sentence. On the other hand, when you get lost or become isolated, things start to feel tense, especially if you've got a full inventory of loot. You start focusing more, taking less risks in hopes of making it back to the ship alive. Either that, or you'll try retracing your steps only to wind up taking a wrong turn and step on a landmine. That happened a downright ridiculous amount of times to the friends I was playing with. But even if you do manage to dodge all the traps and sneak past those monsters, you're still not safe, with several monsters, harsh weather conditions, and apparently quicksand waiting for you on the moon's surface. This becomes exceedingly more difficult when making your way back to the ship during nighttime, as the larger, more horrific monsters start to bare their fangs in your direction. As of recording, there are 17 monsters in the game split up into 3 categories: outside, inside, and outside nighttime, all of which have unique designs, death animations, and ways of approaching. The difficulty of said creatures ranges from harmless locusts to eldritch horror that instantly devours your very being. I think the most chaotic enemy I've encountered is the Bracken, or as I like to call it, the neck breaker, due to it coming out of seemingly nowhere and snapping your neck. I'm dead. If you see this room while exploring the facilities, then boys, you got Bracken on the loose. I would say this little girl is the most chaotic. However, I've only heard about her through friends and haven't actually experienced what she can do firsthand. Then the most annoying monster has to be the Snare Flea. It looks kind of like a cockroach and it hides on ceilings indoors. It waits for a wandering player to pass by, only to fall on top of your head, wrapping itself around you and killing you.
Sounds good. Hit it!
Oh, fuck. Pick up. Hit! Ah.
Welcome back.
The monsters in Lethal Company are just amazing. They provide such tense and challenging moments with friends, and I honestly can't picture the game without such a diverse cast of creatures. I mean, can you think of another game that has electric bees and a guy that just stalks you and snaps your neck?
They're upset, guys. They're very upset. Hey, what the fuck? Hey, open up, I'm gonna die, open, please.
Oh.
Guys, I'm on top of the ship. Please, just like send it. Please. Thank you.
You know, I tried to come up with some downsides to this game, some negative things that I wanted to give feedback or criticism towards, but I just couldn't. In fact, I'd say the only downside to Lethal Company is the exact thing that makes it so replayable, and that's the procedural generation. Sometimes I've had a turret greet me at the main entrance, or landed on a moon with little to no loot, but a plethora of locked security doors. That being said, I'm not going to say this ruins the game, since it honestly just creates more funny moments, and I'd rather take a game where each attempt is different over a game that starts to feel repetitive after a few hours. And with that, I think it's time to wrap things up. Lethal Company is a game that offers immense replay value with its procedurally generated levels and fantastic team-oriented gameplay that creates tense yet hilarious moments that I honestly can't recall experiencing in a game prior to this. Also, if you didn't think the procedurally generated moons and facilities, as well as the enemy variety, were enough to keep the replay value up, this game also has hidden collectibles on every moon and a very solid modding community that's working very hard to make sure you can play with as many people as you want. So, why not give it a shot? It's great fun and you'll have a blast with your friends. And that's all I have to say on Lethal Company. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've been playing Lethal Company. Have you been enjoying it? Or is it not your thing? And if you like the video, drop a like, subscribe, and I got 2 more planned videos before the end of this year. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.
To
Peace.
complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Asset to great